In this class, we are going to discuss about open circuit and short circuit test of a transformer. Before going to the open circuit and short circuit test of a transformer, we have to discuss about polarity test. The polarity test is to determine whether the transformer terminals have additive polarity or subtractive polarity. What is the meaning of additive and subtractive polarity? Let me consider these are the connection scheme of transformer in primary and secondary side. The two terminals of primary and secondary are short circuited, whereas the other two terminals there is a voltmeter across. The applied voltage is V1 in the primary side, the voltage developed in the secondary side is V2. If V1 reads, voltmeter reads as V1 plus V2, the polarity is additive. What does it mean? This is plus and this is minus. Whereas for the subtractive polarity, the if voltmeter reads V1 minus V2, the polarity is subtractive. And when it will be subtractive? When both the terminals at this point is positive, where voltmeter is connected. This is voltmeter. These two terminals are short circuited. Here the again applied voltage is V1, the voltage developed in secondary is V2. If V is equal to V1 minus V2 or V2 minus V1, then it will be a subtractive polarity. Now it identifies the relative direction of induced EMF in primary and secondary winding. Why do we require polarity test? Because sometimes we need to connect transformer in series or in parallel, or there is a three-phase transformer bank, and in that case we need to find out the polarity of each phase. Now these are the connection scheme how we can perform this polarity test. Now because when we are performing this polarity test, always this voltage is a reduced voltage. Reduced voltage. We cannot perform at the rated voltage. We have to apply the reduced voltage. Otherwise, there will be very high current flowing in the circuit because two terminals of the primary and secondary are mutually shorted. Then what we observe from here, if the major voltage is the sum of the primary and secondary voltage, the polarity is additive, whereas if the measured voltage is the difference of primary and secondary voltage, the polarity is subtractive. And the additive and subtractive polarity depends upon the positive and negative and positive terminal of the windings due to induced EMFs. Now, knowing the polarity of the transformer, we can perform open circuit and short circuit test. The open circuit test of a transformer is performed when there is no load at the secondary side. This is the secondary side of transformer, this is primary side of transformer. Let's consider this is an equivalent circuit for the open circuit test when secondary is open circuited and hence I2 is 0. Voltage V1 is applied in the primary side, and primary in this case is a low voltage side, whereas high voltage side is open circuit. Why we need to do that? Because if we know if a transformer is of 440 by 11,000 volt and transformer no load test is performed at low voltage side, we need to have a low voltage generating source. However, if we have to perform this test in the high voltage side, then we need to have a high voltage generating source, and therefore it will reduce the cost of testing. At performing the test at reduced voltage, we need to have a reduced size of generating source, and hence it is performed at low voltage side. And when is performed at a low voltage side, secondary is made open, the reading of wattmeter in the primary side or where the supply is connected is the no load loss, and this no load loss is nothing but also considered as iron loss of the transformer because it occurs in the iron part of the transformer at reduced level of current, that is I note the no load current, which is hardly 8 to 10% of the full load current. Now, knowing the value of current, we can measure the voltage in the primary side, that is the applied voltage V, and the reading of the wattmeter, that is power consumed by the transformer, because from the supply side we can say the transformer in itself a load because the current is flowing the complete path. and hence we can find out power factor of the transformer at no load if V1 is the supply voltage, I1 is the no load current, and cos of theta is the power factor of transformer at no load. Now in this case, the when voltage applied, rated voltage of a transformer is applied in the primary side, the rated voltage of a transformer is developed in the secondary side by mutual induction. We need not to do anything. This is by the principle of transformer, and hence the losses in the transformer when transformer itself is occurred due to the iron part, and the iron loss in transformer usually depends upon the voltage level. Now, we can find out cos of theta, that is no load power factor of the transformer, by rearranging this equation knowing the value of V1. V1 is nothing but the applied voltage measured by voltmeter. I naught is nothing but the no load current measured by ammeter. Cos of theta we can calculate over here. P naught is equal to W naught. Now, from the no load phasor diagram of transformer, we know this is Im, magnetizing component of current. This is Iw, working component of current, which causes loss in the transformer winding. At no load, the no load current is calculated easily. This is I naught, whereas this is theta naught. Now, knowing the value of cos of theta naught and I naught, we can easily calculate Iw and Im. Iw will be equals to I naught cos of theta naught, whereas Im will be equals to Im sin of theta naught. Now, since from the equivalent circuit diagram of transformer, we know the no load parameter of the transformer is connected in parallel with the applied voltage. The rest of the transformer is after that. This is the applied voltage is V1, here induced EMF voltage is V2, here it is Xm, this is Rm. The current flowing in Xm is Im, that is Im, the current flowing in Rm, that is Iw. Because this Rm or Xm is connected in parallel with the V1, then we can easily calculate Rm. Rm will be equals to applied voltage divided by Iw. Iw we calculated from this relation, whereas Xm can be calculated by knowing the value of applied voltage, that is V1 divided by Im, and Im is calculated using this relation. Now, the short circuit test. Short circuit test of transformer is performed when secondary winding terminals are shorted. Now, in this case, the terminal of the secondary winding are short circuited, and hence a very high current will flow through that winding. Therefore, the transformer, this type of test is performed in the HV side, whereas low voltage side is short circuited. Why we need to do that? From this relationship, we know V1 I1 is equal to V2 I2, and rearrange this equation, V1 by V2 must equals to I2 by I1. Higher the voltage, lower will be the current. Lower the voltage, higher will be the current, in order to maintain this relation. And hence, if we can perform this test at the higher voltage side, we need to develop a low current in the transformer primary winding. And therefore, if the low current is need to be developed, that rated current of the transformer in the high voltage side, that can be developed by having a reduced voltage. Whereas in case of open circuit test, this was the applied voltage. This was rated voltage. Rated voltage. Whereas in case of short circuit test, this is a reduced voltage, because secondary is short circuit. Where there is a short circuit, there will be very high current will flow, and hence at very low voltage, high current can also be developed in the secondary winding as well. Now, knowing the reading of voltmeter, that voltmeter will read the voltage, applied voltage, that is taken as VSC. The current ammeter will read the current flowing the transformer primary side, that is measured as ISC. The reading of wattmeter is WSC, because in this case the high voltage side is energized with the low voltage, and hence that no iron loss of the transformer is negligible. And in other way, we can say whatever the loss occur in the transformer winding, it is because of the resistance, and that are known as copper loss. Occurs majorly in the copper part of the winding, and that is known as I square R loss in other words. Because is the reading of WSC, WSC is given by I square, ISC square, R equivalent. Now, why it is R equivalent? In case of transformer, whatever the loss has occurred, that has been supplied from the input supply, and hence we can say whatever the resistance of the transformer is that causes loss in the transformer is considered as equivalent resistance, and that equivalent resistance is calculated by rearranging this equation as WSC upon ISC square. By the definition, we know Z is equal to V upon I. We know in the primary side voltage is known to us, current is known to us, and from the current and voltage relationship we can easily calculate Z equivalent. From Z equivalent, according to the mm, impedance triangle, Z equivalent will be equals to R equivalent square plus X equivalent square under root. Knowing the value of R equivalent from here, Z equivalent from here, we can easily calculate X equivalent. The reading of wattmeter gives total copper loss in transformer primary and secondary winding. Whatever the loss, whatever the reading of this wattmeter is, these are the loss in the transformer, and these loss occurs not only in the primary side but in secondary as well. Here we calculated Z equivalent, R equivalent and X equivalent, and because these are the equivalent parameter and hence they are referred from the one side to another side. Here the primary side is HV side and the secondary side is LV side. We can say these are the parameters referred from low voltage side to high voltage side. Now, by knowing these parameters, another challenge is how we can find out resistance R1 and X1 of the primary winding, then R2 and X2 of the secondary winding. Now, in order to find the resistance and reactance of primary and secondary winding, for first we consider the resistance. To find out the resistance of primary winding, we need to connect a DC supply at reduced level voltage. Let it is, if the transformer rating is 230 volt, then we need to connect hardly of 10 volt DC. In the primary side, measuring the voltage and current both, we can calculate R1, that is equals to VDC upon IDC, and that is R1 is equal to VDC1 upon IDC1 because it is connected in primary side. Whereas to measure the resistance, to find out the resistance of the secondary side, we can connect the DC source in the secondary side at reduced voltage, and that gives R2 is equal to VDC2 upon IDC2. VDC2 and IDC2 is nothing but the reading of this ammeter and voltmeter. But there is no fixed method for the separation of reactance of primary and secondary. From the open circuit and short circuit test, as we calculated R equivalent and X equivalent. X equivalent is the combination of X1 and X2, either refer to primary side or secondary side, either refer to low voltage side or high voltage side, and hence to find out R equivalent, we can easily calculate R1, whereas R1 plus R2 or R1, the combination of R1 and R2 refer to primary or secondary depending upon the connection schemes. And here X1 easily we can easily measure R1 and R2 by having DC, by connecting DC supply in primary and secondary side, measuring the voltage and current. Whereas in order to calculate the reactance of the transformer, there is a thumb rule. The equivalent reactance calculated using your short circuit test, that will be divided equally as X equivalent divided by 2, and hence X1 and X2 are taken as equal in case of transformer equivalent parameters calculation.